Just before I go to housing, Lee, quick point on clean air, which would be, I suppose, the expansion of ULEZ or not, as the case may be. Morning to you, Lee.
Yeah, good morning.
The mayor,
just a quick one.
The mayor,
Hi, Lee.
Sorry, good morning today. Yeah, talking about ULEZ.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to be extending it. You're saying you're having a consultation, but you won't. You'll do what you want to do, and it will be extended, whether the consultation tells you people don't want it or whether it tells you people do want it.
You know that's not a question, Lee, don't you?
No, but we've got a cost of living crisis. I hear nothing but on, like, when you're on the radio and on Twitter about how bad the Tories are, and they're doing nothing for the people in this cost of living crisis. From next year, you're going to cost me £62.50 extra to go backwards and forwards to work. So how can you ever go to the Tories yet you're doing the same thing yourself? There's a word for that, and it's called hypocrite. So can you answer that question?
What question?
So you're bringing the ULEZ in, which is going to cost poor people. Ain't going to be rich. Eddie, you're not a politician. It's a quick question. There's two possible answers. Well-off people, poor people. Who's going to have a nice new motor that's compliant with the ULEZ? Is it going to be a poor person or a well-off person?
Okay, right. Simple question. No. Listen,
there's a simple answer.
Let me supplement that question. Sarah, is the ULEZ definitely going to be extended to all of London next year? If so, will there be help for people of low income? So I think it's part of the same question,
Sure.
isn't it?
Well, let me do the first question first, if that's okay. So half of Londoners don't own a car. So half of Londoners who are breathing this poison, 4,000 of whom die prematurely each year, children who have stunted lungs forever, adults who have asthma, heart disease, cancer, dementia caused by the poison, don't own a car, right? So that's the first point in response to Angry Lee. The second point in response to Lee is you can't escape the fact that as a consequence of congestion, air pollution, climate change, businesses suffer, right? And it's been estimated £500 million is lost to businesses by being stuck in traffic. So taking vehicles off the road that don't need to be there allows people like Lee, who need to drive their vehicle for work, to have the use of.
It's going to cost him money, was his central point.
He's one of the people breathing the poison. Right. So one of the complaints I had 6 years ago, if you remember, when I tried to make more of our black taxis electric, was you're losing our trade. Well, now more than a third of our black taxis are electric. They're breathing in clean air rather than poison, and so it's really important to recognise
we can't see the air.
Exactly.
I've just done a programme on it. I've just done one for Radio 4, and we can't see the air. And I wonder whether, again, it's the second time I put this point to you, that you may be right, I don't know. But I think, having done the programme, in terms of the quality of air in London, the particulates in the atmosphere, it is very bad, right? I know that because I've done it and I've studied it now. But I do wonder, in order sometimes to get people to do the things that you want them to do for their own good, whether you also have to try to win the argument by putting the facts out there in various ways. Do you think you've done enough on that?
One of the reasons I'm really pleased these questions come in is to explain the issue of the health crisis we are in. This is not just an environmental crisis, it's a health crisis. I'd encourage your listeners to Google Rosamond Kissy Deborah, whose daughter Ella died aged 9, one of the many deaths in the South City.
We know that.
But if we're in the 1950s, Eddie, you could see the smog, right? And one of the reasons brave politicians in the 1950s did, in the face of people like Lee in the 1950s being against our power stations being moved from Battersea Power Station, Tate, which is now a gallery, from central London to outside London, was because you could see the smog, right? You can't see the particulate matter, you can't see the nitrogen dioxide, you can't see the nitrogen oxide.
But that's not a reason to call him angrily. That's a reason to work. He's not the only one who thinks
That's why I'm saying, listen, not to me or to you.
Yes.
Listen to the health experts. Listen to Rosamond. Listen to the scientists. Listen to the chief medical officer. Listen to the World Health Organization. So it's really important to understand the concerns people have about cost of living. And so the answer to the second question is, I've not made up my mind in relation to the expansion. If we were to expand it, we would have to support families, because Lee would need support, families would need support, charities would need support. Those who still have polluting vehicles would need support. And I'm quite clear. You can't ask people to have a transition unless it's support that you're supporting them. And when we've expanded, when we had the ultra-low emission zone in central London and in the inner London area, we did support poorer families, we did support businesses, we did support others.
Lots was said about that scrappage scheme.
Yeah,